InnerQuest explores various pathways through which you can connect with the infinite wisdom of the universe and apply it to personal, professional, and spiritual growth. This program, featuring accomplished practitioners, educators, and authors, is provided by Infinity Foundation, an innovative center for holistic studies and research. We invite you to share this journey with us.
Hello, welcome to InnerQuest. My name is Jay Stone, your host for today, and our guest is Mimi Shekoski. Welcome, Mimi.
Thank you, Jay.
Well, I'm going to read your bio, and then we're going to learn about natural vision health. And Mimi is a natural vision teacher, coach, holistic natural health doctor, and author. She specializes in natural eyesight improvement with the renowned Bates method, EFT, NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistics Programming, nutrition, and holistic health. She has helped numerous people to improve their health and vision naturally by individual coaching, workshops, and seminars. So, Mimi, what is in your background that led you into natural vision?
I have an unusual background as a holistic health practitioner and vision coach. In my previous life, I worked for various high-tech companies with my master's degree in computer science in engineering. Mm-hmm. I started getting into natural health when I was living in Boulder, Colorado. Mm-hmm. After we moved to Chicago area, I stopped working for corporation and followed my passion, which is natural health and natural vision.
Did you find working at a computer harmful to your eyes?
No, actually, because I was not really always in front of the computer all the time, although I was actually working with a computer a lot. Not really.
Okay.
But these days, I'm more aware of, I think because of the changes in technology.
Okay. And is vision training new, or is that something more recent?
It's been around. In fact, airline pilots, Olympic athletes, professional golfers, and tennis players, they do go through vision training program to enhance their sports performance or job performance.
Okay. And do you have an idea as to when vision training started?
It's been a while. Natural vision improvement techniques were studied by Dr. Bates about 100 years ago. Mm-hmm.
And he was a medical doctor?
He was a medical eye doctor and eye surgeon in New York City in the early 1900s.
Okay. So that wasn't the prevailing concept at the time, was?
No, not even these days. It's not. People just do not know that you can improve your eyesight naturally.
Okay, and so can you explain the Bates method? Because that's probably the most popular eyesight improvement method.
Right. Dr. Bates noticed that when people come in for a new pair of glasses, because they lost glasses back then, there was no contacts back then, people improved their eyesight. He also noticed that when people relax their eyes and mind, their vision conditions improved. Mm-hmm. So he did a research for 40 years on his own, all scientifically, inspired strong opposition by his fellow eye doctors, practiced with tens of thousands of people with natural vision techniques, and achieved incredible success.
Okay, so what is the Bates method? Yeah.
He found the three main visual facts. And number one is that you have to have relaxed eyes and mind to have a good vision, because vision is controlled by your nervous system.
Well, what happens if somebody's prone to be anxious or overworks, and
Yes.
when I assume that the harder you work, the longer hours you work, the more strain on the eyes and the brain.
Correct.
So you teach relaxation techniques?
Relaxation of the eyes and mind. So we teach a well-known technique called palming, deep breathing, visualization, And
Okay.
believe it or not, when you remember something in detail, your nervous system gets to be relaxed.
Okay.
So those things.
Well, is it okay if I show the audience palming? Because I'm familiar with palming. Did you ever hear of Meir Schneider?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Meir Schneider, yes.
Yeah, so I read his book. He titled his book Out of My Life, My Vision, and he was born blind. And he worked on exercises, and so most people, my vision that came from my life, but he says out of my life, my vision. But anyway, so palming, or would you rather demonstrate? You're the expert. The palming technique?
Yes, you just use the palm of your hand and cover the same side of your eye and do the same thing like this. The more your shoulder is spread out, the better, so that you can inhale deeply. And I teach people to do deep breathing while you are palming.
Mm-hmm.
So you could kind of do this so that you have healing energy coming through your palm.
And you create heat. You could actually feel it.
Right. And you cover your eyes like this and do it.
And how many minutes?
Deep breathing.
How many minutes do you recommend doing it for?
How much ever time you have. There's no set time limit or time.
I would do it
recommendation.
anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, that's too long for these days.
Yeah.
We have such a busy life. And
Yeah.
I tell them, if you are working in front of the computer a lot, or you are kind of anxious, or you are going through some emotional stress, even doing it for 1 minute helps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, since you are the doctor, I always tell people that I suggest palming to is to wash their hands first, because we pick up a lot of germs with our hands. So I think that's important.
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. So you mentioned visualization. So what kind of visualization do you suggest to help relax the eyes and help relax the brain?
Visualization has to come from the person. I can go through all these paragraphs and make you relax, but that's not the point. So I tell people to come up with this, your past experience or certain pleasant image that you have, and visualize it while you are palming.
Okay.
And also you want to do a deep breathing. So you are doing like 3 things at the same time. Or if you visualize something totally black, it really relaxes your eyes and your nervous system. Because
Okay.
you don't have to try to see anything.
Okay, so that's one or several techniques for the first step. You said there was 3 parts to the Bates method?
Yes.
What's the second one?
Second one is that human eyes can see only one point clearly at any given moment. It's called centralization. Whereas we try to see everything all at once, and that blurs your eyesight, because central vision is only 1% of your visual field. They say it's only like 3 degrees in angle. And rest is 99% is your peripheral side vision. So when you try to see everything all together, you are using your peripheral side vision, which is not supposed to give you any clarity. Clarity comes out of your central vision only. So centralization is one of the main principle, and some techniques goes with it.
Okay, and I gotta ask you, what are the techniques that go with
What are
that?
the techniques to go with it?
Centralization.
Centralization.
Yeah.
So I use very simple things. You want to do this?
Sure.
Okay. So I was not planning to do this, but you can do this. Use your 2 fingers like this, and see if you can see look at the closer finger
Okay.
and see what happens to the far finger. You are looking at the tip of the closer finger.
Seems to get farther away.
Do you see 2 fingers here? Just looking at the tip of the closer finger.
Yeah.
You see 2 fingers?
I do.
Yes. Okay. So that means whatever you are paying attention to, that's what gives you the clarity. And that one, since you are looking at this finger, closer finger, you see 2 of them because each eye gives 1 finger each.
Uh-huh.
But that's normal. Some people don't get that, and that means your brain is shut down or something is not quite working. So that's one of the...
So we want to see 2 fingers.
We want to see 2 fingers,
Okay.
whatever you are looking at, because that's
Okay.
what your peripheral vision is giving you by each eye.
Okay.
And so when you look at this finger, so now let's do the other way. So you look at the far finger
Okay.
and see what happens to the closer finger. We are looking at the fingertip of far finger.
Yeah, I still see it, but it not as clearly as before.
You see the far finger is clear, right? Because we are
Yeah.
looking at that. That's centralization. And then what happens to this closer finger? You probably see double,
Yeah.
just like the other way, the other finger did earlier. So you're looking at this far finger, the closer finger looks doubled. Kind of it's fuzzy, but it's doubled.
And how often would you do something like this?
So this is one technique, but I'm just demonstrating. So
Yeah.
what happens is that when you see two fingers when you are looking at this object, or you can look at the object or anything on the wall about 10 feet or more away, the better, and you will see two fingers because you are looking at that the away, and that's clear because whatever you are looking at, that's the clearest. That's what the centralization. And then when you have these two fingers showing up, I tell people to walk around, just looking everything through this window given to you. And when somebody did that, especially, I'm giving you one example. One lady came back a week later, her eyesight was 4.5 and changed to 2.0. So because we are trying to use side vision to see everything rather than centralizing.
Okay.
So that's one of the techniques. You could use like a baseball cap, put a little straw in front of you, and then when you look at the distant objects, you will see two straws. You walk around and try to look everything through the window given by two straws, given by both eyes. That improves your eyesight because you are centralizing. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I understand. So it's learning to, your eyes have a lens, and so learning to focus the lens properly.
It's not just a lens involved in seeing, it's your retina and the optic nerve and your brain and your mind is involved in seeing. Another chart that I use for centralization is a simple chart. It's like lines that very close to each other. You are scanning one line at a time, or any paper that you can read. There are many characters, letters. You can read those letters and see if you can distinguish those two letters next to each other. So when you look at this first letter, best thing to do is move your eyes and head and sketch what we call kind of edging the letter. And then when you look at this letter, it should be clearer than whatever it's next to it. So you can even do that with like a two shish kebab stick or two needles eventually. Then your vision gets to be very sharpened because you're not spreading out your to see everything. You are focusing.
Now, you mentioned that this woman, her eyesight went from 4.5 to 2. What is that a measurement of?
It's the diopter for the distance vision. So it's the distance that you can. We use Snellen chart. It's been around for hundreds of years, I think.
Oh, so you're actually measuring?
Measure
Yeah.
by looking at the chart, like 20 feet away. And then you can see on the chart, there's what your, if you read the first line, then your vision is 2200, and so
Okay.
on, goes all the way down to 2020, even lower than that.
Okay. And so the third thing that you do?
Third thing is that Dr. Bates found out that you see by sensing the changes generated by the light and movement. So that's why he came up with, because the light and movement stimulates and activates your visual system. And visual system includes your eyes, your brain, and your mind.
Okay. So how does the Bates method incorporate eyes and movement?
Good question.
Are
Yes.
there techniques?
Yes. So for the light, we talk about looking at reading or seeing things in bright light, because in dark, with total darkness, nobody can see anything. That's normal. So he talks about sunning a lot. Sunning, have you heard of that?
Yeah, and I asked my ophthalmologist, who's an eye surgeon, and he said absolutely
right?
do not do that.
So in back,
and I respect this doctor a real lot.
Yes, I understand that. In old days, Dr. Bates started with telling people to look at the sun directly, but he changed it around that do not look open, keep your eyes open, keep your closed.
Closed,
yes.
right, yeah.
And then move your eyes, rather than just doing that, move your eyes and head from side to side, or you can do some other various techniques like this.
Yeah, Mayor Schneider also recommended sunning. But like I say, so since my ophthalmologist and eye surgeon told me not to do that, I haven't done it.
Recently, people say because of many fishermen, I guess they develop cataract because they are under the sun a lot, looking at the sun. So that's the reason I think that because of the maybe possibility of developing cataract, do not look at the sun. But I noticed that Dr. Bates healed so many people by putting even the artificial sunlight onto the eyelids and healed so many difficult vision conditions. Your eyes are the organs of light. And on the back of your eyes, as you know, there are retina cells called photoreceptor cells, called cones and rods. Cones are the ones that gives you the clarity, detailed vision, and color perception. The rods, there are many more rods, like 120 million rods there, and they give you the night vision, dim light vision, and the peripheral vision. So they are very important, and they don't work unless the light comes in. And then sunlight is very nurturing to those retina cells and also to your mind.
And I'm a big believer of using like these natural light bulbs that have full spectrum. Do you recommend that as well?
My personal experience is that I don't care for full spectrum lights. They are too bright. They have too much blue light. It's not relaxing. So my personal preference is
I'm glad you said that.
incandescent light.
Yeah.
It's hard to get these days, but you can still buy it through Amazon or just by Google searching it.
And but what about these new light bulbs? LEDs,
or the CFL, the compact
CFLs,
fluorescent.
yeah.
They are not really good for your eyes because not only they say the blue light is bad and they contain a lot of blue light. Also,
and are we able to tell? I mean, when you say the blue light, can we tell the different waves, or it's more like a feeling, how you feel? Like you said, I don't feel good with full spectrum.
For me, too bright light is not relaxing. Sunlight is different because it comes with all other lights coming in. It's a natural light. But just really bright light, like a full spectrum light, for myself, it's not relaxing to my eyes or my mind. So I avoid those.
Yeah.
And then LED is the same. CFL, the compact fluorescent lights, they are the same. And they have, not only they contain blue lights, more blue lights, but they also make you diffuse to see.
So I would think lighting is very important.
It's very important.
Yeah. And are there any stores you can buy incandescent lights that you recommend?
You know, I went into one time to $1 store for fun of it. They had some of those. And if you Google search it, Amazon has those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I'd like to talk about the light. I'd like to tell you guys, because we live in Midwest where there's no sunshine much in wintertime.
Yeah.
Sunning, when you cannot do sunning, if you want to do sunning, do so in summertime in the early of the day, so that you're not getting too much UV light into your eyes. In wintertime, when we don't get enough sunshine, it's okay to have artificial light, but use incandescent light bulb. And I have 150 watt light bulb that you can buy online, and you have to get a special lamp that can accommodate that high voltage wattage. but it's kind of simulating the sunlight.
Yeah, I've also heard of people, they use these light boxes. You know, they might suffer from depression or seasonally affected disorder where they get sad or depressed in the winter, so they sit in front of those lights.
Yes, yes. Light is very important.
Okay. Okay. And what about people spend a lot of time at their computers?
Yes.
Or on their phones or with their iPads or some other smart device. Any suggestions to minimize the harmful effects of that?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I do teach eyesight, relieving eyesight, the eye strain from computer work.
Oh, it's how to relieve computer eye strain.
Computer eye strain, I mean.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. I tell people, I do the same thing. I do what I tell people. Set the timer. That's the best thing to do. Because I know once you are sitting in front of the computer to do anything, time flies. You can sit there for 2 hours without even moving your body. So set the timer. There are free apps you can download in the computer or your phone. Every 15 to 20 minutes, worst case like 30 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, then stand up and do some of these movements that I could show you, or at least take your eyes off the computer screen and move your eyes and head and edge any objects in distance or close by. Just give your central vision a break.
So no more than 30 minutes, but 10 to 15 would be optimal.
Yeah, I set mine to like 15, 20 minutes.
And then how long of a break?
The longer the better, but people cannot really afford that. So even 1 minute helps. So you can do palming during those 1 minute break, or stand up and do stretch, this long swing that Dr. Bates taught us.
I'll get back to it. Are you familiar with those standing desks?
You know?
They're adjustable, where they sit on your desk and you can lift them up, and then if you want to sit down, you lower them.
Yes.
Well, I bought one of those last year, and I find that all I do is stand
Standing.
up. And what I'm finding is I'm spending less time on the computer.
Yes. I have one of those.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Jay. I got one of those early this year, I think. And I used to have like 4 monitors last few years before this, and I have 2 monitors on my standing computer. You are right. I stand up and I move and go do something else, and more often than sitting. So these days, if I end up sitting on a chair in front of the computer, lower the desk, oh my God, I feel like I'm just being like, just not being, moving my body is very straining. Not only to your eyes, but to your mind and body.
I saw, it was like 60 Minutes or 20/20, where a physician would actually be at his standing desk and he had a treadmill there. And he'd be running and dictating reports or typing up patient records and stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty remarkable. Now, you mentioned that technique, scanning. What do you mean by that?
This is many Bates teachers after Dr. Bates came up with this, and Dr. Bates was talking about moving your eyes and head as well, rather than staring. That's one of the reasons why your eyesight could get deteriorated, causing visual strain, as well as wearing glasses or contacts can cause visual strain. So when you have in front of the computer, you could move your eyes and head by thinking that you have magic pencil, or you have pencil attached to your nose. So it's an imaginary pencil. So that way you can imagine that you are moving your nose. So you have a magic pencil attached to your nose, and whenever you see an object, you just sketch it. Sketch the edge of the object. So you are moving your eyes ahead that way. So for example, you can sketch my fingers, moving your eyes and head.
With my magic pencil?
Yeah, magic pencil.
Okay.
Or you can sketch the edges of my fingers, or you can sketch any lines you see on my finger.
Can I draw a mustache on you?
Yes, anything.
Okay, just do
Yes, point is you are moving your eyes and head rather than staring. because staring is causes visual strain.
Now, also, you mentioned moving the neck a lot. Is the neck important to vision?
Yes, because when you have tight neck, it gives you sometimes it gives you a headache as well as you could have some eye strain.
Well, I also know the neck's between the heart and the brain, so there's tension there that you're not going to get proper
Correct.
blood circulation.
Correct. Blood circulation is very important for your good eyesight.
Okay. And so how many hours, not how many hours, but how many minutes a day do you recommend eye exercises?
I'm glad you mentioned the eye exercise. We do not call Bates method eye exercise because exercise is a conscious effort. Like I'm going to go work out or I'm going to go hit the tennis ball, whereas natural vision that Dr. Bates taught or we teach does not require any conscious effort because it comes autonomously and unconsciously. It's an unconscious act, just like your internal organs move and do their work, like your heart pumping blood without you ever even knowing about it or telling it to do. Same thing with our eyesight. If we have a normal good eyesight, it moves there are 6 eye muscles in each eye. They lengthen and shorten just like a camera to see different points in different distance. And it's done automatically because these muscles are involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles, like your body organ muscles, they are controlled by your autonomic nervous system. So Bates method is teaching you to see freely, effortlessly, autonomously, so that you're not putting any effort to see it. That's causing strain.
In the Far East, they call it effortless effort.
Yes, yes.
Okay. There's a book called Zen and the Art of Archery, where the guy hits a bullseye and then the master breaks the bow and he says, "Why'd you do that?" He says, "Because you cheated." He says, "What do you mean I cheated?" He says, "You aimed. You're not supposed to aim."
Right.
Meaning that the ego was involved.
Right.
Well, believe it or not, we only got about a minute and a half.
Really? Already? Oh my gosh.
But this is an important question.
Yes.
What makes our eyesight deteriorate?
Visual strain, like looking through a computer screen a lot, or wearing glasses or contacts deteriorates your eyesight. Because your visual system, eyes, mind, and body, brain, work harmoniously to move your eye muscles and to see all these different things. Whereas you are looking everything through this one strength of glasses or contacts, you are weakening and you are making your visual system weak and inflexible.
Okay. And now there are YouTube eye exercises. Is that similar or different to the Bates method?
They are not Bates method because they are consciously moving your eyes up and down, side to side, rolling and all that. That's not Bates method. That's done by your conscious mind.
Okay. I'm getting the signal. Wrap it up. I'm sorry, Mimi, but
it's okay.
We got to end. I'd look forward to learning more. For more information about InterQuest, Infinity Foundation, or Mimi Shekoski, stay tuned to the credits at the end. Until next time, wish you good health, good fortune, and good spirits. Mimi, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So,
for more information about this show, our guest, Infinity Foundation, or any of the other programs, please visit our website, infinityfoundation.org, or call us at 847-831-8828.